Hi audio nerds and audio nerdinas. Today I like to talk about something that is really crucial in mastering, especially when you're doing hybrid mastering sessions where you use analog gear, which is not digitally recallable. You need something to be able to recall the mastering session whenever the client needs to have a revision of that song. A big thanks goes out to Audio Steps, Andre and Chris, for making it possible, and also to Session Recall for sending us their stuff so we can use it on a daily basis. With this program, I will show you in a second, you will be able to recall your analog boutique gear, basically not able to be recalled digitally. We use stuff like that as well. For instance, West Audio is really good in that ball game, and we have Better Maker who does a fantastic job. We have also Carnaby HE2 by Cranbourne Audio, which is digitally recallable. Whenever you use boutique gear like the Knif Eksa we used on this particular mastering, then you need to be able to recall it. For this case, we are using Session Recall. Let's hop into a session. You see us here in Studio One. The scenario is as follows. I made the final master of an amazing track by Jasmine Thomas. It's called Musings On Life. It's soul R&B-ish track, which sounds phenomenal. The mix is amazing, made by Type Thomas, her brother, and one of our duo members. I will show you the final master. And for this case, I have Reference Pull Up, a plugin which lets me loudness compensate and listen to what I did, the original, basically, that's that, and the reference stack, which is basically the mix, which already sounds amazing. So I did a little the analog realm and a little bit on the digital realm. As you can see, a compressor is built in, a clipper and a limiter. Yeah, let's listen a little bit to some music. The reference is that.
Do you know this feeling when you're lying in your bed and the thoughts in your mind just won't stop, causing you sleepless nights, going round and round in that head of yours? Life. All I need's a little space to clear my head. I need a breath of fresh air to unravel the thread of constant musings, thoughts that follow me into bed. Keep me up until late night in my brain like parasites, feeding slowly on the tissues of my frontal lobe, and faster my cortex like a vicious, As you can hear, the final master sounds amazing. The mix already sounds amazing. I needed to control a little bit, but this is not a mastering session. This is about session recall. So I would say, let's see what I did here on this particular track. So first of all, you go on the plus sign, as you can see. And this is an untitled session. I have a little bit of it here. As you can see, I will put it down this particular folder, which I called Masters 25, just to show you can put it into folders. The next thing that I do is recall what I did. So we go back into Studio One. This is the file. I can just copy and paste it over here. Go back into Session Recall. Boom. Yeah, this is the song. It's the Mix V2. I would call it Master V1. It's in 44.1. You need to make your own naming scheme that makes sense to you. And then I look at my devices. I go to add a new device. First of all, I have to make sure that I use my Maselec. This is what I use for an insert switcher, or basically my monitor controller. It's everything in built in one. It sounds absolutely phenomenal. I use a little bit of the elliptical filter making the bass mono, so I put it on 60 Hz. You see, always whenever you change something, it says save. I save it, and then I change it to 80. It says save, so you're on the safe side. The insert 2, insert 3, and the insert 6, consisting of those devices that I used. So I started with the Knif Eksa. As you can see, I have a special one. This is called Rev2. As I said, you can custom made it to taste. First of all, I have to shut everything down and start from the beginning. You can save it as well. I didn't use the filters on it. I used MS, definitely 34 Hertz. I just diminished it at, let's see, that looks fine. It's the X1, not the X2, which doubles basically the dBs of the attenuation. So, and I use the second band and the third band, and I'm good to go. So it looks like that.
The thing is like with a white cue, so it sounds musical. In this case, I went for a little bit of oomph in the kick drum to make it more present. Last but not least, a little bit of mid-range push to put her vocals up front. So that's that. And then I have a neat trick. Always try to push the sides whenever I need a little bit more highs in the mix. A high boost at 9.3K. So that's that. So I save it. And then I go to the next device. In this chain that I used on this particular track is the Vertigo. We don't use anything of that. That makes sense. The output is everything is tight. So I went for the soft clipping mode. This is basically a saturation device with 2 inserts built in. Second harmonic, as you can see, and third harmonic filters. Saturation, full track, which is basically everything above 100 Hertz. This setting that I used in this particular track, the shape is all the way up, so I'm not filtering anything. This one I used on the mid, this one I used on the side. So this looks reasonable. Yeah, save it again. And last but not least, one of my favorite toys here, which is the SPL Big. This is off, but I use the device, so that would be here. It's on 2, on. Just take a look at my rack. This on 2. So I save it, and as you can see, that's perfect. I go to another session. Let me just de-gel up, push that up. See that? You can clearly see what I used, and when I need that, I go back to the devices, and I have everything that I need. Just imagine you have a lot of tracks on your board, on an album, and you use a device like that. If you don't have a program like Session Recall, for instance, it will take ages to find out what you have used, because then the next track you use a different setting, and so forth and so forth. You will go nuts. And as we always say, we're out like snakes.